Hello, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Good People and Good Times podcast. It's episode 5. It's been a while. I apologize. I'll try to explain that more later. Your recommendation of the day is practicality, because why use more than what you got? That didn't make much sense at all, did it? I mean, if you have enough together and you can accomplish a goal, use what's in your means. Don't go over and beyond. Right now, I'm just using my computer and a microphone to try to accomplish the same task. I think it's going fairly well. It's practical. It's not excessive. It's not underwhelming, I hope. And yeah, it's going to get the job done. Anyway, on with the show. Hello guys, I'm back after quite a break and quite a bit of turmoil and stress and just frustration. I recorded this, then after about a minute of talking, I realized I was recording with the laptop's microphone instead of my good microphone. So it ended up getting a bunch of fuzz instead of sounding like good clean audio, which I don't want to be putting out because I know that it's already not going to come out as great as anything else, because right now I'm just using a cheap setup. But I'm trying to make sure it's as clear as possible. So yeah, I had to re-record. This is round 2, round 3, if you consider the first time. It's been busy, guys. I had a party about a week ago that was for my family after somebody passed away and after we had the funeral. Come over to my house and, just to connect and just reaffirm what it means to be around each other, family, unity. And then after that, I had my friend come over and we tried to do a podcast. We tried to do a little Good People's People podcast. I don't know exactly what to name it yet, but I tried having him over and it kind of worked out. We were able to record. His audio came out really low. I think that's just because he doesn't like screaming in other people's houses like I do. But, that's not a problem. We just gotta, adjust settings a bit. And also, I haven't uploaded that because it was an hour long. And when you're trying to upload an hour-long podcast, apparently, it takes a lot more than just pressing beep boop bop upload, as I found out. I tried to upload it about 3 or 4 times, and as you can probably notice, it did not upload once, because the first time I tried exporting the audio and that went fine, but then when I tried to get the audio into the video and just do a video and export that video, it canceled halfway through, and I think that's because my computer just went on sleep mode and turned off or whatever, and yeah, it just basically didn't finish exporting the video to my hard drive so I could upload it to YouTube. Then what I had to do is I had to leave a ongoing YouTube playlist running an entire hour and a half, so that way my computer wouldn't turn off, because I didn't feel like looking up how to turn off the sleep mode function. And it finally exported to my hard drive, and then I thought, okay, well now I can upload this. So let me upload it as I go to school or whatever, and it'll be on YouTube today. That didn't work out because, again, my computer needs to be on the full time, and it wasn't. So I tried uploading. It said it was going to take about 2 hours to upload to YouTube, and that just didn't happen. I guess my computer crapped out somewhere between 5 minutes and 10 minutes of it going on. I don't know what happened. But yeah, that didn't work out, and it's just been a hassle. I finally have the video all together. I just need to upload it, but I need to turn off that sleep function because, yeah, it just keeps crapping out on all my videos. But yeah, that's basically what happened. So that's why I've been tackling that for about this past week. And it's just been crazy. I don't know. I just can't seem to get it together. I'm most of the other episodes I've made, they're 15 minutes long and they only take about an hour to upload, so I can really leave my computer alone for an hour and it'll be fine. But apparently this one, just because it's like an hour long and it takes about 2 to 3 hours to get everything exported and uploaded, I just got to change some settings because my computer keeps crapping out every time I try to upload it or export it or do whatever. So I'm going to try to fix that. Hopefully you guys should have an hour-long podcast to maybe or maybe not look forward to. So yeah, keep that in mind. And right now, guess what? I'm getting a reminder from Windows 10 that there's new features. Review settings, remind me later. I'm going to get remind later. I'm sorry you had to hear that. But yeah, it's just been a interesting past week. Just trying to get that uploaded and everything. It was a hassle. I tried to do that Wednesday and Thursday with no success. And then Friday, it was Good Friday. Happy Good Friday. We tried, I thought I'm just going to take a break. School's out. School should have been out, but that's a different situation I don't think I should get into right now. And then what happened is that my family decided, let's go on a trip. So we went on a trip. We came back Saturday. I was able to spend Saturday with my friends a bit. And now we're at today, which is Sunday. Happy Easter, guys. I think it's a great holiday. I don't know how to celebrate it correctly, but hey, it's Easter. It's a holiday. I should have a little more pep in my step, a little more cheer. So I'm going to try to spread that to you. So I don't know when you're watching this, but whenever you are, happy Easter. And if you don't celebrate Easter, happy generic holiday. Here's a balloon. You can't get the balloon because it's a generic holiday and that's too festive. But yeah, right now I decided I want to try to do a podcast, and also I just finished watching some videos on YouTube that got me pretty inspired to just talk to something. And because my microphone's gotten pretty lonely lately, I thought, hey, I'll try to, record a podcast and talk a bit and maybe hopefully get this uploaded tonight because I haven't done anything in a while and I'd really like to get back on track. This is a project that it's in the rough beginnings, but I'm going to try to get this back on. I know it's been a good while since I really uploaded anything, but yeah, I'm going to try to do this week and get everything back smoothly. Once school ends, I should be back for sure. You should have me every day and I will be recording as much as possible. But now I can kind of tell you guys a little bit about maybe the last time I recorded. I don't think I mentioned that. The last time I recorded, it was Friday. It was that Friday right after I put up my 2 episodes. And I turned on the microphone and I really had nothing to talk about. I was so surprised. But then, it's weird. I feel like when I do talk into the microphone, it's not necessarily under the best circumstances. I had nothing to talk about because, really I was content. I've been content this past while, and I might go through my tribulations, but I've felt this overwhelming sense of just, I'm happy. I'm comfortable with the way things are going, and I don't really feel like I need to be doing this right now. Maybe I can do something else. I can either paint or skate or do something that, would make me happy. And it's not that this doesn't make me happy. It's a matter of, I kind of felt that maybe the psychology, or I don't know how to express it correctly right now, but basically my mentality at the time when I made this podcast was so much, I need something to talk to. I need something to kind of share my ideas with and to kind of feel like I'm not just all bottled up inside with ideas that I want to share and they're not going to go anywhere. I feel like I'm always getting these ideas and thoughts and I just want them to have a home, have a place where I can come back and think about them further and just, even if it's something dumb like, my issues with pancake machines. But I feel like at the time I made this, it was not under the best circumstances, I'll be honest. But it was something that made me happy. And I guess Friday, I just felt like, I guess I'm finally at a point where I'm content with everything. I feel like I've done a good job. I feel like I've gotten this started. I really in a matter of like a week or so, I made a picture, I made an account, I got YouTube all set up and everything. So I felt like, wow, I really accomplished something pretty big. It's kind of amazing that, I was just able to get everything all together in a short amount of time, and I did it. I was the one who was able to go through, and I mean, you guys would not understand how many times I've wanted to start a project like the podcast, and it's just been difficult to try to get that off the ground. And with my friend who joined me last time, I apologize that our podcast is not up, but man, it's just been so hard to try to get our thing started. And like, I don't blame you, I don't blame myself. I just think, circumstances don't allow for it to happen right now. But it's going to happen. And when that does happen, it'll be great because, I've been wanting to start our other channel for so long, and it just hasn't popped out that way. And then I started another one with my friend, and I don't know, it just felt like it was going in a different direction that I didn't want the podcast to be. Like I said, when I started this, it was to share ideas, and sometimes I feel like when you force something and it's not very authentic, it doesn't come out right. And that's why another part of Friday was I was content, and I didn't want to have to force a story, force any type of me talking into a microphone about maybe something dumb that happened 9 years ago that doesn't really pertain to anything and wouldn't be a good story. I feel right now it's authentic. The way you're listening to me right now is the way I'd talk to if you were in person with me. It's just it's organic, to say the least. Also, one thing that I was looking at right now that really got me in the mood for a conversation is, I was looking at, okay, I'll be honest, it's kind of dumb, but it makes me think. I was watching the latest season of Rick and Morty, and I remember that when I had finished like binge watching the last 2 seasons, I remember thinking like, this is a weird show, first of all, but how when you look into the philosophy of it and the way people talk about it, it's almost nihilistic in the sense that nothing matters, but it's nihilistic in a way that acknowledges just this overwhelming sense of meaningless of our existence in this universe, and how once you've accepted that, you can kind of just do whatever and enjoy it because you know that really it's not going to bother anybody. It's not going to mean anything to anybody. And how at the end of the last season, it almost seemed like it was about to gain some meaning, gain some traction on this like overall underlining, kind of message or idea that it was trying to get out this whole time. Like, it took a while, but it was going to force something out. And then you watch this new one, and that never happened. You would think that, maybe there would be some kind of breakthrough in like the character's development or so, but no, it's just the same old. And that's kind of interesting. And then the people I like to watch, the channel's called Wisecrack. They break down everything, and they were talking about how really this whole time it's just been playing with the idea of us trying to find meaning out of things, us trying to find a character who goes through struggles but ultimately in the end does care about something. And then in this season you find out that that's never been the case, because no matter what it is, he's always just going to be this nihilistic, not self-centered person, but just, a person who wants to gain some kind of like enjoyment out of it all because he knows that nothing really matters. And then I was looking at as far as the nihilism goes, before I get into my other topic, it's just so odd to think that really there's a mentality where nothing means anything, and it's crazy. I've loved that idea in a weird way, because I think I've dictated my entire life where it's always meant something, and in a negative way. So whenever I've gone through problems where I'll talk to people and I felt like, man, I really screwed up in that conversation, or man, I had nothing to talk about, or man, I was just pulling stuff out of my ass. It's just, I feel like I've put so much meaning into things that should have never been there. And when you look at like this nihilistic point of view, as long as it's not negative, as long as it's more like not, I guess nihilist is a bad term because that's more destructive. It's destroying the system. But if you go into this mentality that whatever you do is not going to matter to anybody, it's almost relaxing because you finally feel the sense of, I can just experience life the way I want it because it's not going to affect anybody else. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to affect me. It's just going to be this expanding, how do you say? It's just all about me, but not in a bad way. I can finally enjoy what I want to do, and I can finally do what I want to do because, I mean, if the world means nothing, then what I do is going to mean nothing. So I can enjoy what I'm going to do because it's not going to affect anything. It's relaxing. Some would call it depressing. I just like to be optimistic about the way I look at things. So I take the good parts of it and leave out the bad parts of like my life's meaningless, because I don't think that. I think I got a good... My life means chicken nuggets, and I'll let that meaning stick like a non-stick pan. Anyway, but it's just so relaxing to think that all of my life choices aren't going to affect anything, because I've always had this like underwhelming sense of, or not underwhelming, man, I'm just using the wrong words today. This overwhelming sense of I'm bothering people, or I'm affecting people in a negative manner, or I'm not doing as good as I should be doing. Maybe I'm making the wrong choices, and it's just been a trip. I always try to do the best I can in things, but then I have this big sense of, you could have done that better, or the conversation could have started off this way, or maybe you should have acknowledged the person this way instead of a very minor acknowledgement like a hand gesture, because that's not as noticeable. And that's the way I think. I can talk to people and have a really good conversation, be, funny and all that kind of stuff, almost charismatic, and I've realized that the whole time I'm just worried about, maybe I should try this as my next tactic. And if you ever have a conversation with me, you should really look out for that, because I might be talking to you one way, and then I might be really erratic at another point, and then I might taper down at another point. And if you've seen each of those phases, you just know that I'm telling myself, maybe this is too much. Maybe this is too little. Maybe I need to improve this. Maybe I need to improve that. Maybe I need to just take a break, go to the restroom, come back, and then I'm going to try this type of personality. And it's really weird, but I enjoy that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't expect anybody to understand it. And if you do, take a nap or a break, because it's not the healthiest thing in the world. By the way, this episode is not sponsored by a popular sports drink, popularly named Cool Blue, that I'm going to be drinking because my throat's getting dry. So enjoy that. I'm just going to sip this. Sorry for the silence. That was refreshing. Thank you, generic sports drink, for fueling my conversation. So I don't know. I'm surprised that the show took that direction, but then I'm also surprised on how good it felt. That it stuck to this nothing means anything kind of mentality, because if it had changed, then the show would have been a fluke from the beginning. But it's our obsession of trying to find meaning out of things. I've been also trying really hard to relax lately. Like, we went on that trip to Cloudcroft, and man, I don't know. I guess sometimes I overstress about things. Also, I had a little dilemma with one of my classes that I didn't show up when I should have showed up, and they were passing back the exams, and I wasn't there, and I think the TA's mad. Point is, that got me kind of stressed out. And then the rest of the trip, I was just trying so hard not to stress on anything. But then, whenever you take a spontaneous kind of trip, you find out that things happen, and it's because you decided not to plan out anything, and you just kind of got to roll the dice and see how it works out. And that was basically our trip. It was just trying to find out, is this going to work out? Is this going to work out? I guess we got to adjust these plans. I guess we're going to stay tonight, so let's go buy clothes and all that. And it was a great trip. I enjoyed it very much, but those kind of like, now we gotta readjust ourselves because this problem's occurring. Well, it really does put you in a precarious situation of like, you gotta start adapting now, and it can be kind of tense. So like, I needed to relax major because I felt like I was overstressing. It was unnecessary. I didn't want to ruin the trip or anything. So I got myself a kava tea. And man, that kava tea did something that I will tell you about in the next episode, because it's already 20 minutes and I'm going to start the next episode right now. So tune in to the next one, guys. Bye.